How can you get the most magic find possible in Guild Wars 2? And how does it even work? All of that will be answered in this video today. Be sure to watch the whole video to not miss out important thing about this, especially if you want to know how to max your magic find on your account as cheap as possible. So, with that much said, as always, special shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon that help me keep the lights on. And now without much further ado, let's jump straight in. So let's first start by explaining how magic find works and what it actually is. So if you know all of that, be sure to skip ahead using the timestamps in the description down below. But let's start with what magic find is, because that's actually quite important and not a lot of players actually know how it exactly works. So magic find is so to say account bonus that can be increased by character attributes as well, and it increases the rarity and the quality of loot that you get from foes that you slay. This is really important, but keep in mind, this is very specific to some loot that you get. It's not every single piece of loot that you get. It does only affect, and that's the important part, direct loot from mobs. It does not affect any chests and stuff that you get from meta events, from anything like that, and world bosses, champion loot bags, all of that stuff that you open, for example, unidentified gear as well, nothing of that is affected by magic find. It's only direct loot from a mob that you kill, or specific containers like reward tracks that are called like loot box or cache. Those are affected from world versus world, for example, in PvP, and some specific chests that explicitly mention it. For example, the Heart of Thorns boxes, or lucky envelopes from Lunar New Year, or lost bandages in Silver Vase. Those are also affected, but most of the stuff that you get in the game, like 90%, over 90%, is actually not affected directly by magic find. The maximum amount of magic find at this point in the game is kept at 750%. You can't go over that. That was not always the case, but nowadays it is the case. Keep that in mind, you can't go over 750, or at least you will not feel any effect anymore. That's the important part. How does magic find work? We know it from Isaac Cartwright, one developer of ArenaNet, quoting here: every time you kill a monster, you roll on a number of tables. Inside these tables are different rarity categories. Magic find increases the chances you will get higher categories. For example, if there is a 1 in 10 category and you have 200% magic find, you will have 3/10 chances to get that category. This improves not just the rarity of items you get, but also improves your chances at getting trophies and rare crafting materials like lodestones. So this is how it works. That means that you actually increase the chances of going into higher table. This is very interesting. It does not necessarily increase, so to say, the value of the item that you get. Typically it does, but not necessarily. And that's also very important to understand, that magic find increases the loot, rarity and stuff that you get, and therefore probably in the long run will also increase how much gold you make, but it's not necessarily always the case, because it always depends on the market and the current volatility of a specific item. Now let's talk about how to maximize magic find. So there are many things that affect magic find. Of course, you can get the static bonuses like account bonuses. We will talk about how to maximize your account bonus in the next chapter, but now we talk about what you can actually do to get all the magic find. You can get a lot of magic find passively for your account, up to 300% by using luck. Then you can get some achievement point rewards that also increases on top of that. You can also get, of course, magical enrichments and that kind of stuff for your amulet, for your ascended amulet in the enrichment slot. And you can use the guild item research that gives up to 10% magic find permanently. Those are the permanent effects that will never go away if you have them equipped, for example, or have your account leveled up to this point. But you can also add, so to say, either seasonal bonuses that you can see here on screen that are applied during specific festivals or events, but you can also add some map activity bonuses, for example in the Silver Vase or stuff like that. You can see here on screen. But there are also other things, for example consumables, like magic find booster, item booster, your birthday booster, all of that stuff adds magic find on top of that. You can see all of them here. And very important as well, you can add food and utility consumables that will also add magic find. Keep that in mind. So there are many ways to boost your magic find. You can see here a possible way to maximize your magic find for the maximum amount to get to 460 plus the account bonuses on top of that. That means that you have to use, for example, the celebration boosters, a lot of other boosters, the guild booster, guild banners, of course, as well on top of that, the specific event boosters, food effects on top of that as well, and of course utility, food and all of that stuff, and then you get to the maximum amount of magic find quite easily, and you will have that yes, temporary, but you can, if you open your chests that are affected by this all in one go, you actually get all of the chests opened in those time period with the highest amount of magic find possible. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. But now let's talk about how to get your account magic find to maximum of 300. It's actually quite easy. Of course, you have to consume luck. You will get luck by salvaging fine or masterwork items. And it is, so to say, random how much luck you will get out of those items, but in general, you can get them quite consistently. It is very important that this will be taking ages if you just salvage your loot that you normally get. If you want to dedicate a lot of time and investment, you can get to 300 magic find just within a few hours by salvaging specific items to get a lot of luck out of those. So, and the important part about this bar that you can see here on screen is that it increases the magic find every time you level up, so to say, but the amount of luck required to level up is roughly exponentially how it grows. So it will take a long time to get from 299% to 300. If you want to get to the maximum cap from 0% to 300%, you will need over 4 million luck. After reaching this 300% luck, you can still consume your luck, but it will not have any effect. So keep that in mind as well. So how can you get the maximum amount of luck? Quite easily. The best way to do that, on top of just salvaging your fine and masterwork quality gear and getting some luck passively, is by salvaging ectoplasm. Blob of ectoplasm. It's a really important item that is used in a lot of sources, but if you salvage this item, it provides a lot of luck on top of some tier 6 dust that you then can sell. If you do it correctly, that I will explain how to do it here now, you can actually not lose that much money, maybe even make some money depending on how your setup is, and get really, really high amounts of luck for just a very short amount of time investment, and then easily get your magic find account bonus to 300%. The best way of doing it, there are multiple ways to do it, but the best way to do it would be to salvage stacks of glob of ectoplasms with your silver fat salvage kit or with something of similar salvage rates. So for example, the mystic salvage kit would also work for that. And then you would have the cost of the glob of ectoplasm, and you will get, on average, as you can see here, 1.88 pile of crystalline dust back out. You might lose some amount of gold depending on how the prices are, but you will get a lot of luck out of that as well. Sometimes, or most of the times, if you do it correctly, you actually make some profit there as well. You will get a lot of luck by doing this, and therefore you will not need that much time and gold investment to get the 300 gold cap. So you would just salvage glob of ectoplasm with a rare salvage kit. So silver fat salvage-o-matic or using the mystic salvage kit are the best options here. But of course, any rare salvage kit that has those stats here on screen are working, and you will get a huge amount of luck for not that much of time and gold investment. That's how it works. Let me know any comments and questions in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. Thanks again to all my supporters, and I hope to see you all in the next video.